Charlie and I are still out here in California, out around LA, going to do a few sights from some movies, TV shows. This is the house where Pee Wee lived in Pee Wee's Big Adventure. Um, Still sitting here, just a residential neighborhood. You can see it here from the movie back in 1985, all dressed up. But house is still sitting here. Kind of unique looking house, cool looking little house. Not as unique as it was all dressed up for the movie, but it's still cool. Here's the driveway where Pee Wee would have wheeled the bike out when he first brought the bike out of the house. Francis came walking down the street trying to buy it off of him for his birthday before later ended up with the bike. I guess spoilers matter almost 40 years later, but Francis had somebody steal the bike. But this is Pee Wee's house from Pee Wee's Big Adventure. And following that, another movie that came out same year, 1985, Back to the Future. This Burger King right here was early in the movie when Marty's coming out of Doc's house, Doc's garage, and he figures out he's late for school. He comes out. Doc's house isn't really by this Burger King, but in the movie they made it seem that way. Marty came out, grabbed onto the back of the truck, coming out of the drive-through, and kind of sketched his way onto school. But right here's the Burger King. Charlie and I ate breakfast in here that morning, and before we headed out and did a few other Back to the Future places, which we'll see here in just a second too. And continuing with that theme, here's Doc Brown's house from the movie. It's a historic house in real life, but in the movie this was the mansion, the Brown estate, the Doc Brown's mansion in 1955, when he still had it in 1985, and that part of the movie he no longer had it. And there shows some newspaper clippings kind of in the background of the movie, kind of letting you know that he lost this. But there's his house when Marty gets back to the 50s. There's Marty going up to it, but just a real house, not a house anybody lives in anymore. But and here's where Doc Brown, the mansion destroyed, he has to sell the estate, all the land. And then in the 80s, he's living in a smaller house, a little garage, which is where kind of the movie starts out. And that's actually here too, on property beside of this house. We'll walk over here, kind of see the roof of it there. We'll walk down here and check it out too. But the small house, the little garage here, where the movie kind of first starts out, that's what's supposed to be beside of the Burger King. Marty comes out here and sketches onto that truck onto school. And definitely an iconic place from Back to the Future. After Marty leaves, goes to school, ends up there that night. He comes here. This is where Doc is. This is the mall where Doc first unveils the DeLorean, the time machine. This is where it first gets up to 88 miles an hour, right here, right in this spot right here, and ends up back in 1955. But that's where the photo booth would have been. And, we'll go in and check out something. There's something real cool inside the mall we'll check out here in a minute too. But this is where all that happened, where the Libyans came, shot down Doc, and all that happened right here. Right about here is where Doc and Marty stood. And we'll show that building back there was J.C. Penney back in the day. It's empty now, but it's really, really cool. Just standing right here, right where they were. Real life, it's called the Puente Hills Mall out in LA. In the movie, it was called at the beginning of the movie anyway, it was the Twin Pines Mall. And something real cool they've got inside is the Twin Pines Mall sign. Still flashing there, 1:16 a.m., which is when he first runs down there in the movie. We'll show that in just a second. But the end of the movie, it's actually changed to the Lone Pine Mall he runs over a pine tree. Marty does with the DeLorean when he first ends up in the past. At the end of the movie, the mall has been renamed, but cool to see that here. There's the original still shot there of the movie, of the sign. Something else we did while we were out here, we went out to Warner Brothers Studios, took a studio tour there. Normally I wouldn't include pictures like this, but pictures were allowed, video wasn't, but this was a really cool tour that we got to go on out here. Wanted to kind of throw it in for memory's sake too. A lot of pictures, a lot of cool stuff. Of course, they had the Barbie stuff here from the new Barbie movie. Kind of threw it in for Claire more than anything. I haven't seen the movie. I'm sure nothing wrong with it, but I had no interest. But just a lot of really cool stuff out here from Warner Brothers Animation, movies. We got to go on a tour there, a little more in depth than you get to go on at Universal Studios. But here's kind of the main downtown area there, the back lot. A lot of stuff done out here. The last episode of Seinfeld, Gilmore Girls. Here was a church from the Lost Boys where they got their holy water. Here you see the house where Phoebe Cates lived in Gremlins, and then right here's the house where Miss Deagle lived in Gremlins. So that was cool to see here. The Gremlins places. Here was the Hazard County Courthouse from Dukes of Hazzard. Of course, all this stuff's been used in other things too. Pee-wee's Big Adventure, time back there. This is where Pee-wee's Big Adventure ends. Warner Brothers Studios actually in the movie. That's where he finds the bike. This is a really cool stage right here. The end of Ghostbusters was filmed here. They built a big rooftop scene here in this stage. The Goonies, the shipwreck, that was here on that stage. A ton of cool Jurassic Park. They did some filming for that in here. So a lot of cool stuff was in that big stage. Had a lot of stuff here with a lot of the old drawings from Warner Brothers cartoons. Michael Jordan's uniform from the original Space Jam. Tons of Batman stuff, DC stuff. Here was one of Michael Keaton's cows. Of course, there's the coolest Batmobile ever made. The Arkham gates there. I believe that one's from Batman and Robin. And then you got Mr. Freeze, Schwarzenegger's Mr. Freeze costume there too from it. And a lot of Batman costumes were in here as well. And a life-size 89 Batmobile, got to be the coolest Batmobile ever. I've seen some replicas before, but seeing the actual one there, Warner Brothers, was pretty awesome. And then Michael Keaton's Batman costume there from the first movie, that was really awesome to see too. I've liked a lot of the Batman movies, but Keaton's maybe my favorite. And then there's the old Superman costume. There was a Dobby. I think it was made. It wasn't used for filming, but used for rehearsing scenes. Then a lot of the Harry Potter props, screen used props were here. All this stuff was screen used props and costumes that they show off here at Warner Brothers. All this is Harry Potter stuff here going on. And this was awesome too. The screen used wands there from the Harry Potter movies. And then this was something I wasn't expecting. The actual Lego minifigures from the Lego movie that were used in the film. And then it was cool to see the awards there. Some of the Academy Awards, Emmys, I guess, for that Warner Brothers won. But that's it. And Charlie and I are going to head on out of here, and we'll see what else we can get into.